All right, quick question. Have you ever gotten a lead and thought, I'll respond in a minute, and then the day got away from you? And by the time you replied, it was crickets? That's not just because you're bad at business. That's because your business needs a follow up system. Today, we're fixing one of the biggest leaks that I see in business: slow response time. Leads don't usually ghost, they drift. By the end of this session, you'll understand exactly what an instant response is, what it should say, and how to install it so that it runs even when you're busy with kids, in sessions, or just living your life. And if you want me to help you install it inside of Revenue Stream OS so that you're not guessing, I'll show you how to start the trial at the end. This slide is the whole reason we're here. Speed to lead equals conversion. When someone reaches out, they're at peak interest. They're searching, they're comparing and deciding. If you respond fast, you feel professional and trustworthy. If you respond late, you're now competing on price or convenience because you lost momentum. I want you to stop thinking, I need more leads, because a lot of times you already have enough leads. You're just losing them in the follow-up gap. So our goal today is simple. Every lead gets a response within 0 to 60 seconds. Not because you're glued to your phone or your computer, but because the system handles it. Instant response is not a long sales message. It's not an essay. It's two things. Confirm, got it, we received your message. Next step, you want to tell them what to do now. That's it. Most businesses miss this. They either don't respond or they respond with a, hi, I'm going to send you a message, or hey, how can I help? And leave the lead doing the work. We're going to make it easy for the lead to move forward. When you do that, conversion goes up without you selling harder. So, the three-part system, I love this. This is the simplest way to think about it. There are only three parts: trigger, message, tag, and then route them. The trigger is what event actually starts the automation, right? Whether they submitted a form, you missed a call, they left a chat message. And then the message is the text or email that goes out instantly. And then the tag or routing, this is the organization piece so that the lead is visible and can be followed up with easily. A lot of people try to build a whole CRM before they build this one thing, and that is backwards. This is the first domino. Install this and your business immediately feels tighter and conversions happen automatically. Today's build is one workflow, not 10. We're going to build the moment after someone reaches out because that's where the leak happens. And I want you to hear this. You don't have to be techie. You just need a simple setup that you can repeat. Once you build this one workflow one time, you can duplicate it across other lead sources in your business. So we're starting with the cleanest one first, your main inquiry form or your main lead intake. Your trigger is the when this happens, do that part, right? For most of you, the best first trigger is a form submitted because it's consistent and trackable. If you have multiple lead sources, don't panic. Start with just one, then build the next one. What you don't want is to set up 10 triggers and none of them work. Start with one pipeline entry point and make it solid. Also, you want to name your workflow clearly. I like names like instant response, new inquiry, because when something breaks, you'll know exactly where to go. Step 2 is crafting a friendly message. This is where most people either overthink it or sound like a whole robot. Your first message should feel like a real person, but still be clear. So here's the formula: use their first name if you have it, which you should. Then you want to confirm that you got it. Give one next step. For example, got it, Timberly. What's the best next step for you? And then they have an option to either book a quick call or get the information that you promised them, right? Or if you only want one path, say, got it, Timberly. Here's the link to the whatever it is that you promised them, right? Short messages win. The goal is not to sell. The goal is to keep the conversation alive. So what you'll build inside of Revenue Stream OS. Here's a diagram for it. I want you to see where this lives in the bigger system. This instant response is the first part of a full lead conversion engine. Think of it like this: a lead comes in, they get an instant response, there's a follow-up cadence, they're able to book, and then there's pipeline visual tracking. A lot of people have the lead comes in part. That's marketing. But the next part, the response and follow up, is what turns attention into money. This is why Revenue Stream OS is not just software, it's structure and the build path. Because the tool without the install plan is where people get stuck. Once the instant response goes out, right, you have one job: guide the lead to the next action. That could be booking a call, answering a question, or completing a short form. The mistake is giving them too many choices. When you give someone 5 options, they do none. So choose your primary next step and make that the path. This is how you reduce drop off without chasing people. This slide is important because most people skip testing things. Don't just assume that it works. Prove that it works. You should run a test exactly like a real lead, right? So submit the form yourself. Check if your message arrives to yourself. Confirm that the right tag is applied inside your system. Then you want to confirm that the notification goes to the right person. If it doesn't fire appropriately, it's usually one of 3 things. Either the trigger is wrong, the workflow isn't published or turned on, or messaging, the channel isn't configured properly, right? So we fix it once, then run it again until it's consistent. Here's the full mini workflow that you're building. The lead comes in, the instant response goes out, the lead gets tagged and routed, right? There's an optional internal notification that goes to you or your team. The lead is guided to one next step, and that's like the backbone, right? And if you do nothing else this week or today except install this, you'll already stop losing as many leads, right? This is why I call it the quick win that pays you back. Let me save you a headache. Here are the most common mistakes: waiting to respond manually every time. Don't do that. Writing super long messages. Sending a message but giving no next step. Not tagging or tracking the lead. Not testing the workflow. The goal isn't to create the most complicated system, right? The goal is a system that works when you're busy. If your business stops when you stop, the system is the issue. This is the real difference. Delayed response really feels like uncertainty. Instant response feels like professionalism. It signals we're on top of it. You're in the right place. That emotional shift really matters because people buy certainty. So when your system responds instantly, you're not just saving time, you're increasing trust, right? Without instant responses, the lead waits, their interest drops, follow up gets really messy, especially if you are relying on them to check a Facebook or Instagram DM that they might not ever see. If you build an instant response system, your conversion rate increases and your stress level decreases. I promise you. Before you call it done, though, you want to run a complete but simple checklist, right? You want to test it with the main form that you decide to use, test it with your chat widget if you decide to use it. Then you want to test with a a missed call if you're using routing calls in your system, your follow up system. You want to confirm that the message arrives, confirm that your tags are applied properly, confirm that you get notified if you choose to set it up, right? This is how you stop the it works sometimes problem. Or this is also how you increase reliability, right? Because reliability is what makes you confident enough to spend money on marketing because you know that the machine catches your leads without you having to sit at a computer or a phone waiting for someone to say, "Oh, I got your DM." Especially if you're posting using Facebook or Instagram as your main marketing tool and you're relying on responding in people's DMs or sending this person, you send out 100 different messages and only one person actually reads it. It's soul crushing at times and it makes you want to give up. So you put a system like this in place and it makes things so much easier. You'll have people coming to you daily without you having to chase them. Okay, if this clicked for you, here is the next move, right? You can try to piece this together on your own, and you might get it working eventually. Or you can do it the fast and easy way with structure, templates, and support so that it's installed correctly. That's what the Structured Growth Challenge is for. It's $7 and it includes a 14-day revenue stream OS trial, the step by step build, community access, and support. You'll install your instant response system and the rest of the foundation, follow up, pipeline, booking. And if you want to start right now, there is a link on screen. Revenue Stream OS, you can activate your trial. And once you're in, you can post done with your proof so that I can cheer you on and help you troubleshoot if needed. You'll have access to a 24/7 chat support um, agent. You can get any questions answered. You'll have access to a community where you can post questions, and I respond to every single question. So I really hope to see you inside because this is how you stop losing leads without working harder. If you have any questions, you can shoot me a message. Hello at revenuestreambuilder.com. I answer every single email myself. It's Timberly. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. And I really do hope to see you inside of the challenge.